Hi, this is Peter Day here, and welcome to workwithpeterday.com. In this audio, I want to give you a few tips I think will really accelerate your MLM network marketing business and also help you out on the phone a little bit when you're talking to your prospects. So the first tip is keep things simple. You know, how often do we get a solicitation or a call from someone, trying to recruit us, and you've probably been down the exact same road that I have with this, because we all do it at one point or another, and we've all received it on the other end at one point or another. But you get a call, and it's awkward from the beginning. It really is. You get a call, and you just know immediately that it's just really awkward because they're trying to pretend like they're calling you, but you can just instantly tell they're just trying to pitch their business. And it's just really funny because I'm actually making this audio because I got a Facebook message about a week ago, and the guy was reaching out to me. He basically said, I was referred to you. I wanted to, reach out to you. I wanted to connect on the phone. So what I'm thinking is, okay, he was referred to me. He probably wants to join my company, or take a course of mine, buy something, get training from me, right? Because he's basically on Facebook telling me that he's been referred to me. So I call him on the phone, and he gave me his number. I call him on the phone, and within 10 seconds I went, oh no. Oh no. It was just a classic pitch. And the guy calls up, and it was just really awkward. His voice is shaking a little bit, and he goes, "Oh, I got your name from, so and so who is in your primary company, and I wanted to call you because," and then you wouldn't even believe it. I just kind of shut up for like 6 minutes, and that's how the conversation went. Peter, I got your name from so and so because he's in your primary, and I wanted you to see this new company because they do X, Y, and Z. They have 8 products in 9 countries, and the compensation plan in this. And actually, it's brand new. It just launched in March, and the founder is 67 years old, and the double bonus pays up the matrix and down the sideways. And this guy is like hard as beating. I'm just like, oh man. and and I just let him go, and then the second he stopped, I said, you know what? I appreciate the call, but I'm having fantastic success in my business. I wish you the best of luck. Feel free to take any of my courses if you want any extra recruiting training. and and I got him off the phone immediately. But it was just funny because, guys, there's a difference between how amateurs recruit and how professional network marketers recruit. Amateurs are going to call like that guy did, and they're just gonna spill the beans. They're just going to slam the business on you. And what amateurs think is that the more information they give you about their business, the more likely you're going to join. It's a very common beginner mistake, is the mistake of explaining. They think that, if I explain the compensation plan, if I explain the founders, if I convince him that we're really one of the fastest growing companies right now, if I convince him on the phone, that's going to get him to join. But it's completely wrong, because people work with people don't work with companies, people don't work with products. People work with people that they like, and people work with people that inspire them, and people work with a combination of an opportunity that inspires them first. But people really do work with people before they choose the opportunity. I would much rather work with a successful, helpful, mentor or trainer in any opportunity than I would work with, a jerk, or, an amateur, or, whatever, in the best opportunity. So people really do work with people, not opportunities. So remember that tip when you're talking to your prospects is keep things simple. Keep the focus on them rather than you. The more you can ask them questions, and I'm going to give a few example of questions that you can write down to talk to your prospects. The more you ask them questions, the more you just keep it about them, the more you just keep the pressure off, and the more you just bond with them and get them to like you and make them feel good and really get to know them, they're 90% more likely to join you, even if your business sucks. I've met great network marketers, and they have the stupidest businesses. They'll be in some kind of business that's selling like donuts or selling like tree bark or or even some things like even like that chocolate company. I'm not here to diss any companies, but there's chocolate companies. There's you know cell phone texty. There's so many things out there, and half of them are so stupid. But why is it that some of the top earners are able to recruit into anything no matter how dumb it is? It's because they don't talk about the company. They don't really try to convince. They just try to bond with their prospects. So keep things simple. Don't explain really at all, actually, especially if you're calling a prospect. The prospect, there should be no explaining. The only explaining you should really do when you're on the phone with your prospect is if a prospect has actually watched your presentation first and then is calling you back with a very specific question about the presentation that could pretty much be answered in just a few minutes. So if you're on that initial call, even right after the presentation, if your prospects don't actually ask you any questions, don't start like trying to convince them or explaining stuff. If you had a prospect on the phone, they they you talk to them, you bonded with them, you ask them a few questions that I'm gonna give you right here, just some basic questions. You send them to the presentation, that you have them call you back, and then it's basically time to get started. If they don't ask you any questions, that's not the time to start just kind of explaining stuff or just talking about the company. It's time to close. It's time to close once they call you back. So let's go over just a few questions here that you can talk to prospects with. The first thing that you want to do is just get to know your prospect a little bit. So let's say our prospect's name is Joe. So hey Joe, this is Peter Day calling from workwithpeterday.com, or whatever your website is, or you can say, hey, this is Peter calling from Connecticut. I saw you came to my website today, and I just wanted to help you out. So Peter, where are you from? Or Joe, where are you from? And then Joe would say, well, I'm from California. Oh, that's great. What part? Blah 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 blah. And then you want to go through a series of questions. So you want to start off with just basic questions, just to get to know them. Where you're from, where are you from? Do you have family? Have you lived there your whole life? Oh, it must be pretty, nice out there. What do you do? What do you do currently? Are you working a 9 to 5? Are you an entrepreneur, self-employed? Okay, great. Tell me a little bit about that. What do you guys do? How does that work? That's interesting. Really, actually, get into, just keep asking questions. You want to be asking 90% questions, because questions make your prospect feel good. They really do. And you can experiment with it. The more questions you can ask, and don't ask questions like it's some kind of like strict, stringent interview. Ask questions, like you're really interested in them, because there's something called the law of, basically, opposite action, right? If you want someone to be interested in you, you have to be interested in them. So by asking questions, this shows the prospect that you're really interested in them, and it also helps you gauge the conversation to where you can then eventually close them and sign them up in your opportunity. So ask them basic questions like, where are you from? What do you do currently? Are you married? Do you have kids? Did you grow up there your whole life, or did you move there? And then you want to segment a little bit into more of the main purpose of the call. So Joe, I saw you visited my website. You opted in. I actually received a call from you. So how can I help you? What brought you to my website today? And then they're gonna keep talking, and then this is the part where you're gonna really find out the prospect needs, because you have to generate leads, and that's what I teach you how to do in my 5-day boot camp. over there on the right hand side of the blog is I teach you how to generate leads online. And my whole philosophy is it's always better to generate one lead a day that's your own lead that came to your own website or blog than it is to have 100 or 200 leads that you bought, because one lead that came to your site is so much easier to close than 1,000 leads that you just bought on a list. So that's always been my philosophy. It's just once you set up a blog, whether it's your own or you could do a community blog or a Google blog or a Blogger blog, it really doesn't matter, but you could have a blog and link to external capture pages like the My Lead System Pro pages and everything that I talk about in that boot camp. But you do have to have leads. You do have to have leads so you can actually sign up people. So that's very important. I definitely encourage you, to participate in that 5-day boot camp over the course of the next week or so. It's free. It's a great course. You can listen to some of the testimonials on the right hand side of the blog there. It's definitely helped a lot of people, and and it continues to help a lot of people daily and weekly. We have about 26 students now that actually are taking that pretty much on a daily basis. So it's been getting popular. It teaches you how to generate leads online. So so the conversation can actually go like this, because it is a little bit harder when you're actually just calling leads off of a list that you bought. It's a lot easier, like I said before, it's a lot easier to recruit one lead a day that came to your blog than it is to actually cold call or try to hunt down like 300 or even 400 leads that just don't know you and aren't interested. So we covered here, keep it simple, keep it, ask questions. I gave you a few sample questions. If you missed them, if they kind of flew by you, just take a quick second listen. Let me kind of continue a little bit with this question concept. So we covered a little bit about where you're from, what do you do, are you working a 9 to 5? So Joe, what got you interested in a home business? What brought you to my site today? Now here's the part where the prospect's going to tell them their exact needs, and this is very important to actually write down that need. And that's a great question you can ask your prospects or your leads is what brought you to my site today? How can I help you? Because that right there puts you in, that postures you, it positions you as a professional, as an expert, and it really positions you like you know what you're doing, right? You have a website, and whether it doesn't even have to be the best website in the world, if you just offer something valuable, you'll get some leads to call you, and then it's so much easier to recruit. It's so much easier to recruit when your leads view you and respect you as an expert. It's just a million times easier, and you can do that. You don't have to, you can become an expert from nothing, just like I did, a year ago when I got started. I just learned some skills, I studied, I just learned stuff, and I just started teaching it on my blog. And then over time I learned more and more and more, and then over time I started developing my own ideas and my own methodologies and my own training. But you have to start somewhere. So start with just learning things and blogging about it. And the people that come to your blog, they don't know where you originally learned it from, so you really do look like their expert. And you're going to ask your prospects, so what brought you to my website today? What brought you to my video today? What brought you to my blog today? And they're going to tell you their exact reason. Well, I came to your blog, I actually gave you a call, I opted in, I put in my info because I'm in an MLM business. I'm really just having a hard time. I just have no leads. I wasn't able. I'm not even generating one a day. And then you can continue to ask some questions. Now here's a little bit of an advanced trick that I like to do is get your prospects to start saying yes. Okay, I might want to write that down. Get your prospects to start saying yes, because if they can start nodding their head and saying yes, well, what are they going to say when it's time to close them? Yes. So they say, oh, I'm just really struggling. I have no one to talk to. I've presented like 8 deals to my friends and family, and I really just need some leads. Even just one or two a day would just really make a difference. And then you would say, well, Joe, how would you say it would improve your business if, we could at least set you up with a simple system, to start blogging, maybe do a couple ads, just something to generate at least just 2 to 4 leads a day. Would that improve your business? Yes. So, and just those type of questions to just get your prospects to start answering in the affirmative, answering in the positive, and then you can then direct your prospects to your presentation, to your company, to whatever it is. But the key here is keep things simple, ask questions, don't convince, don't pitch. Really what you want to do is you want to bond with your prospects, ask questions, and then what you want to do is you want to find something that they need or they're struggling with a little bit, and then what you want to do is you want to aggravate, not so aggravate, but you want to agitate that struggle a little bit. And what I mean by that is kind of dive a little bit deeper into it. So if Joe says, I'm having trouble generating leads, then you ask Joe, well, what have you done so far to try to generate leads? And he'll say, not much really. And then you say, well, would it help you out if you at least had a formula to follow, at least some step-by-steps during the day that you could follow to start moving in the right direction to generate leads? Yes. See how we just got the yes there again? And then prod a little farther and say, Joe, how much time do you have in the day? Do you have at least maybe 1 or 2 hours in the evening just to work on your lead generation? Yes. See how we got a fourth yes there. And then you say Joe, so what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to send you over to this presentation. It's a presentation for a lead system. It's a presentation for my company. You may or may not be in a network marketing company already, but there's no pressure. Take a look at it, and if you decide it's right for you, we definitely have a step-by-step way to generate leads for your business online. Does that sound good? Yes. So we got another yes, and then what we do is we send our prospect to our presentation. Now, just a tip here, if you guys want to recruit a lot of people, you have to have more than just a business opportunity. You have to, because I've found that people are a lot more attracted. What's more sexy? What's more appealing? A business or a system to succeed in business? You have to have more than just your business that you can offer your prospects. You need, in this day and age, especially, the internet has taken such a different turn on the network marketing space. When network marketing was just offline, it was just kind of just offline. It's kind of what you did. But now we have the internet, and things have really changed up. People know it exists. People know that people are generating a lot of leads online. So you have to get something like a My Lead System Pro, or Empower Network, or magnetic sponsoring, just some kind of affiliate program it gives you a little additional income when you sell it, but you need something of additional value. So you can say to your prospects, take a look at this presentation. It's actually for my primary company. There's no pressure, but if you like it, if you feel like it's right for you, we actually have a system that we can plug you into. It has some of the best training. In fact, I train in there almost on a daily basis, and I just learned something every day from that system. I'm getting started. I'm generating leads. I'm just generating a few so far, but believe it or not, these leads are so qualified that you don't even have to be a guru and generate 200 a day. You could just generate 2 or 4 leads. Joe, could you see yourself generating just 2 or 4 leads a day? Yes. See, we got another yes. And then say, all right, Joe, what I want you to do is actually take a look at the presentation for my company, and if you like what you see, you think we might be a good fit working together, what I can do is actually introduce you to the system we're using to start blogging, to start generating leads online, and we can definitely help you get to some success. Does that sound good? Yes. So see how we just got 10 yeses in a row? we met the need for a prospect. See how we found out what his problem and struggle was? The prospect was struggling, with leads, and what we did was we just agitated the problem a little bit. We kind of prodded into it, so we got some emotions into it, right? You're struggling with leads. How does that feel? When you have no leads to talk to. How does that really? Isn't that frustrating? Oh, I know, I hate that. It's terrible. I've been there too. How would you like a solution to your leads? Would that help you out? Yes. So you just keep getting your prospects saying yes. Keep just asking questions. Just agitate, their problems a little bit, and then you're going to provide the solution. And if you play your cards right, get My Lead System Pro. It's a great lead system. It teaches you how to do things like blogging, teaches you how to generate leads online. It teaches you the basic training. It also has some lead capture pages that you can connect to actually, get leads, get their names and phone numbers, and get Lead System Pro, so that what you can do is you can do a double dip. You're now valuable, so you can sign them up for your company, and then you can provide them a solution for leads and a solution to start building their business the right way online. So if you're interested in any of what I said in this audio, take a look at obviously the boot camp. I think I mentioned that. Some other resources. Well, if you go to the marketing tools on top of my blog, there's a lot of different tools and actually resources and systems that I use to generate leads online, to recruit online. I believe My Lead System Pro should be there. There should be a link for that. I know I train on it actually a little bit in the boot camp, so you can feel free to take the boot camp, go to the marketing tools. The mindset section on this blog is very good. I have a few books there. I don't earn really any commissions, at all off of the mindset stuff there. I really just put it there actually as a referral to some of the resources that really helped me get some breakthroughs when I started off in business. So I refer some things like Danny Johnson's book. I even have some audios there. You can listen to Jim Rohn's famous Building Your Network Marketing Business. But what I encourage you to do is first and foremost just take the boot camp and get on my mailing list, so whenever I do an audio like this, whenever I do a training like this, you can get it right away and you can just soak up this knowledge and just soak up this learning. And I always email out these audios to my list. It's always 100% value, never spam, never bullcrap, never bad products, never crap. You can unsubscribe anytime if you feel like it's crap, but I promise you, if you like this audio, obviously you're going to find a lot of value out of the other things. So go ahead, take the boot camp, check out this blog, visit it on a daily basis. I encourage you, bookmark it, refer to it. There's over 187 blog posts just like this on this blog, so you can spend days just soaking up knowledge, soaking up training. If you enjoyed this audio in particular, go ahead and press the Facebook button actually right above this audio. There's going to be a Facebook, a Twitter button. Share it. Share it on Facebook. Share it with your team. If you got what? Sorry about that. MLM company, and you got some teammates that could benefit with some of this recruiting training. I know I gave some very specific questions and some things that you can say when you're talking to your leads. If you think that your team could definitely benefit from this, if you think that they could maybe earn more money and help you earn more money by knowing some of this stuff, what you're going to want to do is just email my website to your team. Get them involved in the training. Most of it is pretty much free as of now, so take it as it is. Take it while it's here. So this is Peter Day. I'm checking out, and have a great day yourself.